Come on. There we go. Now we are live.
We are.
And there's your icy Viserion.
No. This is the Hungarian horntail.
Oh, that's the horntail. Okay, yeah. I don't have the blue one, right? Yeah.
The ice dragon is somewhere else. It is with the castle. It is invading the the peasants.
That's okay.
And destroying the royal house.
I'm gonna destroy him.
Oh, yeah, you got Joffrey. That was so cool.
I've been wanting him for like 2 or 3 years now. When I got these, I was like, I need to get that one. Couldn't find them for less than $100 anywhere. I said, nah, forget that.
Oh no.
Yeah, I wasn't spend that much ever on one, but I saw him and I was trading in a bunch of mine, and the store value I got, or the store credit I got, was more than what he was worth there. He was like $75. So I think I got like $100 in store credit. So I bought him and a Cobra Commander that was pretty cool looking. So I was like, yeah, I'll do that.
Nice. Yeah. Man, I'm just happy for you. You got it. Like, I needed that Lugia Neo Genesis Japanese. And I was on Card Market, and the horrible thing there is people say it's near mint, and you ask for scans, and you just see whitening all over the corners and the edges, and I'm like, dude, this is not near mint. This is near mint is like out of a pack.
Yeah.
And maybe it has some surface lines.
Right. Yeah. Man, I wish I had kept... I always tell myself, I wish I could go back in time and everything Pokemon related, just tell myself, you can play the games later. Trust me, they're fantastic. You'll love them, but, keep that thing sealed. Like Pokemon Blue with the box and everything. I have the cartridge now. That's all I've got. Or the cards, too. Like you, I had almost all of the Gen 1 ones, at least. And, oh my gosh, I don't know what happened to any of them. I still have some of my cards and some of my Yu-Gi-Oh cards and stuff, but I'm really kicking myself about that. But man, I a couple days ago when I went to that store to trade in those Funko Pops, I saw Pokemon White, and it was sealed and graded.
Nice.
9.5 out of 10. They were selling it for $1,250. I got a picture and everything. I'm gonna have to post it later because it was
nice.
It was so cool. I went, oh. And there was somebody in there that wanted to buy another copy of Pokemon White that was behind their glass container, and they go, it's $115. We see it on eBay for $85, and I go, you should be happy you're looking right at it right there. I mean, if you want to buy it off of eBay, you should do that instead.
Well, that's the thing. So Card Market, I went through 3 or 4 sellers, I believe, asking them for scans for the Lugia, and they all said near mint, and all of them, they were just atrocious, where I'm like, dude, I'm not paying $100 for a card with like whitening on the edges that you proclaim to be near mint.
No, yeah, I wouldn't.
I went on eBay and I just typed in like what I wanted to have, and there was one seller who didn't even ask the maximum price or anything, not at all, like way below SRP or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
MSRP, whatever. The normal bidding price.
Yeah.
And it looked great. It looked absolutely great. And they sent me an offer first, and I was like, I think I can do better. Probably. So I declined the offer, and I made a new offer, and they accepted right away. And I'm like, that card looks way better than anything I've seen on Card Market. But let me check real quick, because the payment has been processed.
Right.
So it should be on its way, but you never know via eBay. Wait, what's that? Okay, that one is expired, which is good. Purchase history. I'm so glad we're not sharing the screen, because people would see my horrible purchases on eBay.
See, that's what I was going to say. This is such a newbie question here, too. Is there a way to do that on StreamYard? Or not that I'm doing it now, or do you have to do it through another program like screen share?
No, you can do it on StreamYard, share screen. So that's it's cool. Paid. It's not shipped yet. Standard international shipping. It's on its way.
Dang.
and it's supposed to be, well, it hasn't been shipped yet, but it's processed and it should be here.
Yeah.
When did you say it should be here? You mentioned something. Show me. Show me. Estimated delivery Monday, the 16th of January.
Wow.
Between January 16th and January 25th. And then I will have Neo Genesis complete. For me, at least, because how I'm collecting them again is I purchase every card, or sorry, every Pokemon of that series that first appeared in that series.
Yeah.
So Neo Genesis also has Onyx, and they have a Pikachu in there. They have a couple of other like Gen 1 Pokemon, but I'm not buying those from Neo Genesis because they are already in base set and jungle.
They're basically already, for lack of a better term, in your Pokedex.
Exactly. Oh yeah. Well, that's a good way of phrasing it, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you've already caught it. You don't need to catch it again. That's how it was in the games.
But that was the same thing with Pichu. Like I said, I really wanted Pichu because then I needed that. And I looked at the Dutch sellers near mint, again, whitening on the edges. And I'm like, what the hell is this? So I put it to excellent because on Card Market, you can categorize or filter your search results.
Yeah.
So you have good, near mint. No, sorry. Good, excellent, near mint, mint. So instead of looking for near mint, I just went to excellent. I found some German guy who only wanted like 17 euros for it, which isn't a lot for Pichu because it goes for 50.
Wow.
And I asked him, like, can you send me some scans? Send me some pictures? He's like, sure. Best fucking card I had seen of Pichu in there.
Wow.
Like, I'm like, okay, I want this. He's like, yeah, but it's not near mint, you know. I'm like, well, it looks better than anything the guy's claiming it is near mint showed me. The condition, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Best condition Pichu I saw.
Wow.
It arrived within 2 days. I held it. I'm like, dude, this is great. This could have been pack fresh. That's how good it looked. And the guy just went, oh, well, you know, it's not near mint. I wish more sellers were like you, my friend. I wish more sellers were like you, but they just aren't.
Man, that's wild. So you said he would, or which one was going to arrive? You said, what was it, the 16th or the 11th? You were just talking about
16th.
Yeah, 11 days. Yeah. So, and where's that coming from?
That is from the United States of A.
Okay, now that makes sense because I was thinking, man, that's nuts because I got to buy something from Europe and I'm wondering, I've got to estimate how long it'll take if they actually decide to say they'll ship it from me. Remember that few months ago, somebody broke in my car and busted my window?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Still on the hunt for a window. It is that hard to find. It's either I pay $500 to get just the glass replaced, or I can replace the part myself if I find it for cheaper. And so, yeah, smart cars are not easy to find windows for, apparently. But somebody in the UK is selling it for $28. $28, but it says they don't ship to the US. And I went, I got to figure something out here. I sent him a message. I said, I don't know if there's a secondhand courier you can send it to have it sent to me, but that's the only one on eBay anywhere. And I've been fighting in tooth and nail to look for it. It's considered a Mercedes car, right? And I went over to a Mercedes dealership and bought the part, and it turned out it was the wrong model. I bought it, and then I opened it up, and I went, this is the wrong one. So I got my money back, and they checked the worldwide database of Mercedes and said, there are none in the world. And I went, what? They said, we don't know what to do. I went, you guys are the manufacturer of this car, and you don't know what I can do. All right. So I was pretty much on my own. And like I said, that was maybe like 2 months ago when that happened, a month and a half ago. And yeah, since then I've been looking every day, eBay, everywhere. And
isn't it just cheaper in time to pay the $500 so you can drive the car again?
I mean, the car is drivable and everything. It's fine. It's just a little side window or whatever. So, yeah, replacing the glass would be nice. But what's also happening is that around the glass, like the rubber's starting to deteriorate a little bit because it has nothing to grip onto. So I might as well just replace the whole part if I can. And that's where I'm thinking, I know how to do it. I've learned how to take it apart and take out the part because I bought the wrong part several months ago too on eBay. Wrong year. Okay. But yeah, so that's what I was wondering if, or wondering about how long because I think that's what it said. Like it said it would ship to Australia and it would take about, I think it was 11 or 12 days too, or something like that. So
yeah, mostly never more than 2 weeks. The problem is from Europe to the US is fine, but from US to Europe, it's like, hey, you got a parcel from the United States. How much you pay for that?
No.
Did you? Oh, well, we can tax that. So
what?
Yeah, they tax parcels that come from out of the European Union.
Yeah.
And because especially with Pokemon cards and shit like that, especially when they're PSA graded, you have to give up the value because of insurance.
Wow.
Those prices are not fun. Those are not fun prices because I get the notification it arrived in the Netherlands, and then I get a message from the National Postal Service like, hey, we got your parcel. By the way, we're keeping it hostage because you need to. It really is like the mob. It really is like the mob. Like, you need to pay us like, what did they call it? Export tax.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you pay your you pay your employees, right?
Uh-huh.
And I already pay income tax, and I already pay sales tax, and I already paid like the PayPal fee, everything.
Wow.
And now you want me to pay another 10% or whatever it is.
Yeah. Golly, that's like, I always hear the joke, "Oi, mate, you got a license for this or that?" And it's like, "Oh, mate, you pay your taxes for this or that."
It's true.
Wow.
Yeah, it's true. Europe really is. When it comes to taxes and things like that, I really don't get it. Just everything they can get their grubby little hands on. It's like, oh, we can tax that. Oh, we can tax that. They even, I've heard, I don't know if it's true, they even want, and for sake of convenience, Craigslist. Let's say you sell something on Craigslist. They even want you to put that on your tax returns. Nobody does it in like all of the Netherlands. Nobody does that, but they would want that. It's like, well, it's extra income. It's like, dude, the €5 somebody gave me for an old shirt, really?
That's kind of sounding like what the U.S. is doing with the IRS wants you to report anything you make over $600 on. Like, if someone were to gift you over $600, they want to know about it and have it reported. And I'm going, why? What business is it of yours? Like, keep your nose out of my stuff. I'd be thinking the same thing in your case too. Just Craigslist or any kind of working an odd job or something like that. Hey, you pay taxes for that,
Yeah, I love the meme though of Ron Paul and Zelensky, where it was like Ron Paul accidentally sent Zelensky €601, and now the IRS has to audit Zelensky. It's like, ooh,
yep,
that was a good one.
Oh, that would be
like,
worth
it. Oops, 601. Sorry about
Did
that.
I do that? Wow.
Yeah. Ron Paul's a badass anyway. Like, I'm not even American, but Ron Paul.
Yeah. He's actually from where I live, about 45 minutes away. He's pretty close by. I see it, like the sign for his old I guess Congress sign. They've got street signs for everybody that serves and represents, and I didn't know that until not too long ago. I went, oh, he's from over here in Texas. Okay, cool.
Speaking about representing, look at this.
You got it today.
Yeah, I just got it. You got yours?
I got an copy, but I'm gonna buy a physical copy later. Yeah, because I wanted to dive right into it the day it came
Oh my
out.
god! Printed in Poland, Mine is printed in Poland.
Huh.
I think Ryan will be disappointed by that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, were you expecting it Saturday? So that's good and early, nice and early.
It's about showing you how to think. Ryan Stone. Further reading. Venkatesh Rao. Robert Greene, 48 Laws of Power. Of course, it had to be there. The Red Queen. I still haven't read The Red Queen of all the books. Still haven't read that. When I Say No, Feel Guilty. Yes, must read.
Perfect.
No Mercy, Nice Guy. Venkatesh Rao Tempo. I don't know what Ryan has with that book. I tried reading it, but I found it so terribly boring.
Really?
We did a show about it together, and like halfway through, I just look at him. I'm like, dude, I read it, but I found it incredibly boring. Goodness. Because it's not per se that it's the observance of flow, be it in experience. So it's the observance of experience measured in time, which it sounds like a very neat concept.
Yeah,
but it's so dry. It is so dry. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, have you ever had that feeling where all of a sudden time feels like it's going faster? Yeah, it's about that. Like, what causes that and what makes time go slower? And in conversations, how can you make the receiving end of your transmission feel like time isn't slowing down by what you're broadcasting, because he speaks in radio terms and things like that. It is interesting, but again, it is so damn dry.
Almost.
I wouldn't consider it mandatory reading. I wouldn't, in my humble opinion. Be Slightly Evil by Venkatesh Rao, that's a different story. Because that's even his newsletter, I believe.
Is it really?
It never came out on hard copy, I know that. And I think he published it as a newsletter. And then somebody made a bundle out of it, and you can get it as an ebook. It's pretty interesting as well.
Similar to what Ryan did with his most recent, or his first book. You know, he put it up free, and so it's like you buy a bundle, you buy the book, and then you get his first one and go get that free. At least the ebook.
Yeah, exactly. And then part 2. When is part 2 coming out, or hasn't he finished it yet?
I don't know if he's finished it, or I remember he said this was so long he had to split it into 2 parts. So maybe that means he did. Maybe he has finished it. Maybe he's going over that too. But I don't know if I've ever heard a release date.
You know what I just noticed?
What's that?
The font is the same as the Rational Mail.
There's one that snuck in right there.
No, it is. The font's the same.
That's one of the things he was talking about sneaking in. That's it right there. He said there's little tidbits here and there. Like I think he said some about his background and some about the cover on the book and everything like that. It's like, if you notice, that's paint on the front. And I went, oh, I didn't even realize. And then there's something on the back. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's dried up paint on the front.
It's like paint getting poured out and onto the floor or something like that. But it reminds me of Watchmen almost.
Yeah, and there's a lot of words on the back.
That's what he was showing first.
Yep. Wife gets mad. Better. What's that? Better. God damn it, Brian. Better use. Yeah, well, I can't read them all. Oh damn, man! I knew I remember this font. I'm like, what?
That font looks familiar.
Stronglish. He has Stronglish 5x5 in here. I knew he would go into lifting, and I was hoping he would mention something about lifting. I can like rip him apart. So you got that wrong. But he probably won't. Untamed strength, focus on volume, and is good for building money. Yeah. So ensure you can change exercise. So there's a time effect. Yeah, he did good.
He did good enough. He passed.
I
was going to look at it on the Kindle Cloud Reader here, see if the font's the same on there too, but it looks like it doesn't even open the book. It's not available on Kindle Cloud, only on ebook, physical Kindle. So yeah.
Well, you know what the thing is? Mm-hmm. You need to look at it for what it is. Mm-hmm. When it comes to the fitness stuff, when it comes to the training stuff. Can a guy who has no experience with lifting make his way with this? Yes. Well, then it did what it is supposed to do. But so. I am looking forward to reading this. Jesus. Wait, what? It really is. Oh, this is interesting. Get a hairdryer. What? Oh, he went the Mark Manson route. You remember Mark Manson?
The name rings a bell.
He wrote one of the first self-development books called Models. And I believe it was on the TRP sidebar. They might have removed it.
Mm-hmm.
But he had a whole section in there about like self-care as well. Where it's like, dude, get a fucking haircut, get shirts that fit, work out, etc. and get a job. Doesn't matter what kind of job, any job.
Mm-hmm.
Models was a pretty good book, in all honesty. There are a couple of things in there, of course, where it's like game is manipulation. It's like, no, it isn't. It can be, but no. Or the Ryan argument: name me something that isn't manipulation.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. Everybody's wanting something to go their way in some way, shape, or form. So of course we like to manipulate things naturally. It's not seen as a bad thing. Just like I think it's one of those things that gets twisted the wrong way, especially the word manipulation. It's kind of like judgment. Somebody said something about not wanting. He's like, I'm making no judgments here about this girl, and I said, first of all, it's okay to do that because they're doing it to you too. I promise.
They are. They absolutely are.
And you've got to make yourself happy too. You can't just, you can be a little selfish. You can afford to be. It's all right, but.
Well, it never hurt anybody being a bit selfish. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't understand that, where it's like, dude, I'm being selfish so I can help others better.
Exactly.
The better I function, the more capable I am providing and things like that. Not setting yourself on fire to keep others warm. Absolutely not.
Nope.
But not sacrificing myself for others.
Yeah. That used to be me years and years ago, but I feel like a lot of guys probably have that similar story.
Oh, we have all been there.
We all did it. Yeah.
Oh, font. That's the one. Apologies.
Oh, you're fine.
There we go. Where is our dear friend Hawk?
Let's see.
Oh, he was
he just retweeted my post about it, so come on. Oh, there he is. Get on here. There we go.
Hello.
Hey friends, I'm sitting there in the, in the back here, begging to be let in. Where is he? I'm right here, you bastard.
Get over here.
What's up, fellas?
I knew there was something. I knew it.
Yeah, I didn't think to look down there. I'm like, oh, look, there he is, because I saw the retweet and I said, let me see if he sent a message on here. Wait, let me go back here. Oh yeah, I got to add you to stream. There we go. That might help.
Right on. So what are we talking about? I listened to maybe like the first couple minutes when I was driving back. Jack completed his Neo Genesis set. Nice work.
Yeah,
thank you.
That's excellent.
Well, it's not here yet. Let's not celebrate yet. We are talking about the Postal Service. They're probably going to keep it hostage. Like, how much you paid for this?
It's too bad it can't be like the game where you could just wirelessly exchange it and it'll come down like, some Star Trek, transportation. There it is.
But would it be the real one? Or would it be a copy? Because the real one would have been disintegrated and reassembled.
Would we trust it to reassemble? Or if you were to like disconnect it, would it be copied on both sides, like, glitched? And then there's duplicates.
Oh, you remember like the Pokemon Gold and Silver games?
Mm-hmm.
You could actually clone in those.
Yep.
I can't remember
what I was saying.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking about it. Like, wait a minute, because you put the Pokemon in the box or something in the computer, and then right when it wants to save, you shut off your Game Boy.
Yep.
And then you turn it back on, and then you have double.
Yep.
Something like that. I think. Well, how did we even figure that out in the 90s? There was no internet.
There's videos now I'm seeing of people that are finding stuff out in the games now, and I go, we would have never figured out half that stuff as a kid. There was no Game Shark. There was GameFAQs.com or something like that, but that was the best of it. And even then, that had limited information and the strategy guides.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up. Do you guys remember like GameStop would be selling like the Pokemon Emerald like strategy guide, like a walkthrough,
Yes.
You would like exchange it amongst your buddies, like, oh man, this is where you got to go for this certain thing, because you couldn't just like Google where something was,
Oh my gosh. And it had like the whole Pokedex in the back until the Pokedex got a bit too big, I think by Gen 5. And they said, we're going to make a separate book for that now.
Yeah, they just change it so much now too. Like the move sets change like every new game that comes out, and it's just way too much to memorize at this point.
Yeah. Remember when flamethrower was all you need? The good old days. Typhlosion, flamethrower, on it.
Bam, done. I think Silver was the one game where I stepped away from not using a water type starter. I had Gold first, and I did Totodile, and I love Feraligatr. I've not been able to use him since, basically. But I actually went with Chikorita in Silver. It was actually kind of interesting and kind of fun. Difficult, because I think the first guy was like a flying type gym, but still fun.
Isn't Chikorita like the worst grass starter of all?
I don't know, because, I'm a dinosaur fan, all this stuff, and Chikorita turns into Meganium, which is like a brontosaurus with a big flower. It looks cool to me, but I'm like, it's kind of simplistic. But I
have the unpopular opinion that I think all of the Gen 2 starters are terrible. I don't like any of them. I don't like how any of them look. I don't think any of them are very strong. Gen 3 is my personal favorite. Because all three of them are good.
No, that is not true. That is not true, sir. Gen 3 does not have all good starters. Sceptile isn't that great.
Well, it gets a Mega Evolution, becomes Grass Dragon.
I miss Mega Evolutions. Dang it.
Yeah, I'm pissed that they got rid of those.
I would have loved to see Typhlosion get a Mega. That would have been cool. I did love Mega Swampert. The first time I saw that, I was sold. I'm like,
it's just like a brick wall. Yeah.
It's like, I want that. That's the one.
I was with my Mega Blastoise with his giant cannon on the back and the two on his arms. I was like, that was fun. And I would have I remember fantasizing about what a Mega Feraligatr would look like, or, but Swampert, Mega Swampert was awesome. Yeah.
Bruh. It's like these giant forearms.
Yeah.
So, Omega Ruby is probably the one I have the most hours logged on, because I got it when I was in college, and I was actually part of a Pokemon team in college, and I grinded so hard Omega Ruby, and I got a shiny Ralts in the wild. I was grinding for it, and it was a male, thank God, so I got a Gardevoir, and when it Mega evolves, it's the coolest looking thing when it's in shiny form. It looks amazing.
Yeah. Was that your first shiny?
Oh no, I had my first one. I remember the very first one I ever got. I didn't even know this was a thing, but it was in Pokemon Emerald, and I was just wandering around the Moon Cave, and it was a shiny Zubat. I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
That's funny you say that, because when I played Gold, my first shiny, not counting Red Gyarados, was a Zubat too, and I remember it, doing the little twinkle thing, and I was going, "Is that supposed to be shiny, or is this a glitch?" Or is that?
Yeah, I thought that too.
And then I got it, and I was like, I love Crobat. Crobat is cool to me. I've always loved Crobat. So when I evolved him, I was like, this is kind of interesting. He's like reverse colors. I kept him for a long time, and then I didn't get another shiny until Alpha Sapphire, and it was like a Gloom. And I still have that Gloom now. But
nice.
I got 2 of them in Pokemon Emerald. The first one was a Zubat, and the second one was a Tentacool.
Nice.
And you know, again, this is before the ages of like Google and stuff. So again, I just thought, I was like, wow, this is really weird. This shouldn't be here. But yeah, it's neat.
I loved Omega Ruby as well. That game was so good, especially for the newer generations. Like I kind of skipped Gen 3 because I just got off like Generation 2. You went to high school and you kind of don't want to do that anymore. And it has a had a new console and blah, blah, blah. So I kind of skipped all that. But later on, I played Ruby, I believe, on emulator, and it's actually a pretty good game. And then Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out, and I was just blown away. It's like, holy shit!
Yeah, I did a similar thing. I skipped 5 and 6. I didn't play
as
either
you
of
should.
those. Yeah, so I hear. I hear they're both terrible. You know, and the last one I had played was Diamond, and then no 5, no 6, and then a bunch of my friends were like, "Oh, we got to get Omega Ruby," and I was like, "Well, it makes sense. I really love Gen 3, so I'll get it." And then, you know, that's the only one I've played since. Actually, you know what? I did play Sun, but I didn't play like Gen 7 or Gen 8.
Sun was such a good game.
I would say, yeah, I had Sun, and then I played the heck out of Ultra Sun when it came out, and I bred for hours trying to get Trubbish as a shiny, because I like Garbodor. I have a soft spot for he's my favorite for some reason. I think it's because everybody hates him, so I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to use him, and I would wreck people online with him. So I was like, you know what? I found out a nice strategy with him. And then I got the shiny one, and I was able to use him in Sword and Shield by transferring him through Bank, but he's not in Scarlet Violet, so I'm like, well, this feels kind of empty now, so I beat the game, and I haven't played it in a couple weeks. But I've done all the generations too, or I've done at least one of each. I think it was, let's see, I did Blue, Gold, Emerald, and then Gen 4 was Diamond. 5, I did White and White 2. 6, I did X. Yeah, I don't know. And then Shield Sun, Shield, Scarlet. Yeah.
Wait, 5 and 6 are Black and White and X and Y and Z?
X and
Black and White is pretty good.
Yeah, Black and White was 5.
And I played Y. I did like it, but I think that was mostly because of the new graphics. The story, I can't remember shit about the story.
No,
I think so. 7 was the last time we even had a full Pokedex. Also, that's the other thing that's frustrating.
Oh yeah,
I
remember reading about that
so much. And then 7, when Shield comes out and they announce, "Oh, we're not going to have them all," but you know, it sounded like at first they weren't going to have them all, but the more research I did into it, the more I thought there's no excuse or any reason they can't, because the models they use are the same ones from Pokemon Go, which works on your phone. You'd think they could do something, but I would have been willing to sacrifice a bit of story that they put in there, a bit of fluff for more Pokemon, honestly. And same with Scarlet.
Yeah, it's a tragedy. Nintendo seems to be going the way of all the other game companies. You know, it's truly sad.
Yeah, it's upsetting. And of course,
at least we're getting Zelda this year, and I was so happy to hear that finally, after all this waiting, we're gonna get Final Fantasy 1 to 6 on the Switch.
Yeah,
I've never played any of those.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to play 6. I tried it in the membership area, but it's just not the same. You can't hear the sound and stuff like that. So fortunately, it's gonna be on Switch. Plus the new Zelda. I'm looking really forward to that. What was it? Tears of the Kingdom or something like that it's gonna be called. But speaking of like gamer guides and shit like that, because we didn't have a GameStop in the Netherlands. We did have game stores, but they were kind of like, as a kid, you didn't really know where they were because your parents kind of had to know where they were.
Yeah.
Really niche. But am I the only one who like felt like a genuine retard playing Zelda? Like every time I played those games, I would come up to something that made me go like, what the hell am I supposed to do now? Just maybe. Sometimes it's just like, what the ever-loving crap would you want me to do?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember like the one that I first like really played and really got into was Wind Waker. And
Same.
Yeah, and that one has held up extremely well. Me and my friends did a playthrough of it back in college, and that one has really stood the test of time. But I wasn't really aware of the community at the time who was really pissed about doing like a Toon Link kind of style game. Like, what the hell is this? But that one has held up very, very well. But anyway, it was. You had to like talk to like the other kids that were in your grade and was like, oh, this kid who's in the other class like knew something and he got past this certain point, and everyone was like trying to figure it out because like some of those puzzles were pretty tough to figure out when you're 7 years old.
You know where I got stuck? The pirate ship. The pirate ship when you needed to look for the Triforce pieces.
Yeah, that was the hardest. Yeah.
And that ship only came out at night or something, and you needed a special chart for that ship, which wasn't even deciphered by Tingle, but by somebody else on Windfall Island. How the hell am I supposed to know that?
Yeah, it was very, very difficult. I remember when I was a kid, I think I only got maybe 3 or 4 of them, just as a kid, but then in college we ended up beating it. But yeah, it was very, very difficult.
That final battle was so cool. When you put the sword in Ganon's head.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
And it had a great combat system too, locking on. You could dodge the attacks, and how fun was it to just like spin around a guy and slash him in the back as a counterattack? Like,
slash his armor off.
Mm-hmm.
Like the harder enemies were just so good. Like, I played the HD remake even on the Wii U. It was so good.
That's what I was going to ask about that, because Wind Waker was one I didn't touch upon. So I hear a lot of good things about it. I didn't have a GameCube as a kid, so
sir,
what a great system.
You have not played Wind Waker?
I started with Link's Awakening on the Game Boy Color, and then went with Oracle of Ages and Seasons, and I love the heck out of those. Like, those to me, always, like, those are my favorites, but I've always wanted to get into... I've played some of the N64 ones, like, at family, friends' places, things like that, but Wind Waker was the one I didn't get a chance to touch upon, because nobody I knew had a GameCube.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well,
I was playing GameCube last weekend with a bunch of buddies for New Year.
Oh, how was the weekend?
Yeah. Oh, it was great. It was so much fun. Me and 14 guys rented a cabin in Pennsylvania, and it was just so much fun, man. It was just 3 days of drinking and playing games and all sorts of good stuff.
Did you get Mewtwo in Smash Melee?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We were playing some Smash Melee, some Mario Kart Double Dash. Me and my one buddy were playing Pikmin 2 against each other because it's a game we always played, and I would always get really pissed at him because he was my roommate in college, and this guy, he had an older brother, so the only way he would beat his older brother is by screen peeking, of course. And I got so fucking pissed at him when we were playing Pikmin 2. It was like, dude, can you stop fucking screen peeking? So when we lived together, I took a bunch of cardboard boxes from all the beer we were drinking, and I duct taped them together and put it next to the TV to cut the fucking TV in half so he wouldn't be screen peeking. And there's a fantastic photo. I'll put it in our group chat of me just lying down underneath and him on top, and we're just gaming with the screen cut in half. And the game's miraculously got way more balanced and way more fun.
Imagine that. I wish I would have thought about that back in the old days whenever you do split screen shooter games and stuff. 007, Perfect Dark, things like that.
Yeah. The thing was, I just got so sick of it. I was like, you know what, fuck this, I'm doing this. And I finally decided to build it.
Never underestimate the ingenuity of drunken men.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
The revolution was fought for less.
Right. I saw you were playing a card game too. I couldn't recognize it, but it looked interesting.
Oh, we were playing Gwent from the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. And so there's a guy who makes the card game sets on Etsy because like CD Projekt Red came out with a game, but it's kind of like Hearthstone, so they microtransactioned it to hell and everything. But if you've actually have played The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, the card game in there is fantastic. It's great, and they make it in person. So I found it on Etsy one time, and I bought it, and one of my other guys bought it, and so it's just something we play when we're together. It's tons of fun. Great game. I'm actually I'm replaying Witcher 3 right now because the remaster came out 3 or 4 weeks ago, and that's a fantastic RPG if no one's ever played it. Very, very good.
Nice.
Yeah, I hadn't played that. That's pretty cool.
You know what I'm playing again? Mario 64.
Oh yeah, funny you should say that. One of my buddies, Sixer, who I have on my stream sometimes, and he was up to over the weekend. He sent me this picture 2 weeks ago. His current girl was playing Mario N64, and he was just leaning back, drinking a thing of scotch. And he was just sitting on the couch, like guiding her through it. He's like, "Oh no, babe, you got to run up there and grab that star and stuff." So he's just laughing, watching her trying to get through it. Just funny.
Nice.
That's great.
That's amazing. Like, oh my god, I really hate. Oh, of course, this wouldn't be a live stream with us if there wouldn't be some shitting on the manosphere, which I'm now gonna do, and then we're gonna pass that. But Jesus Christ, the fucking morons when they go like, "Oh, video games, stop playing video games." Chicks love video games. Shut the fuck up, you fucking virgin.
Yeah.
Moving on.
They like to say that video games are not productive, and I always like to say, I don't know if I said it in the last stream, but Gran Turismo 2 taught me how to drive. I will stick to that for the rest of my life. I have been driving now for almost 20 years, and I've never been in a wreck one time, and everybody tells me I'm a good driver. So I think Gran Turismo 2. Video games do help.
Well, and you know what? Playing Mario has helped me solve my plumbing problems at home. So go fuck yourself. Hey, speaking about laying pipe, it's also done tremendous work for the plates. Just saying.
Of course.
Yeah.
Hey.
You got yourself plenty of Princess Peach there.
Yeah, one of the most popular things we did in college, because like we had the GameCube stuff, we would play Mario Party like on our floor, and the chicks would always come and play as well, because it's like a really easy game that the girls can play as well, and feel like they're involved, and it's fun time, Oh
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Especially in Mario Party 7, because you could have a partner in that one. I don't know if you guys ever played those, but you would split the GameCube controller in half. So when the girl would have the C stick and you would have the control stick, and there'd be like games where you each would play. So you could have like 8 people playing with 4 controllers, and it was a genius move by Nintendo.
I bet she had the C stick.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, I mean, my joke always was like the N64 controller. It was made for people with 3 hands.
Yeah, it was.
That was an awkward controller. I never knew how to hold it just right. That was interesting. I still think about it now. Do a little, control my directions here, trigger here. Yeah.
I absolutely love the olden days. Super Nintendo, or like, did you guys have the Super Nintendo, or I'm just a boomer right now?
No, I had the Sega Genesis. I was a Sega guy.
The first console, the first one I had in the house was the GameCube. The first one I ever played was the original PlayStation. My uncle had one.
Nice.
But yeah, the first one in the house was the GameCube. So
the Super Nintendo, man, you guys are missing out. That is just it's not the best console they ever did. But it's close. It really is close. Like, it's not next gen or whatever, but the games are just so fucking fun and challenging. Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2. If you ever have the possibility of playing those, like, get the Super Nintendo Mini. I don't know if they are still available in the States, but the Super Nintendo Mini, Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2, Super Mario World, Kirby's Dream Land 3, Star Fox, F-Zero, Final Fantasy 6,
Final Fantasy 4 or 2,
Chrono Trigger. Any of you ever played Chrono Trigger?
I hear it's supposed to be a very critically acclaimed game, but I've never played it.
I played Chrono Trigger on the DS when it was remade for that. It is amazing. It's good. It's like, you see, it doesn't always have to be doom and gloom. There are many, many positive things in the world. Like, big tits and
Yeah,
great
exactly.
games.
Exactly.
Yes. Quite so. Big tits,
I always say it's like, yeah, we're pretty black pilled on the macro level when you really want to think about like global politics and all that bullshit. But on the micro, it's like, dude, there's so many good things to be excited about and so many ways to prosper. It's like, the women by and large, fucking suck and everything's going to hell in a handbasket.
Do they really though?
Well, that's what people say, and then I say afterwards, it's like, okay, well, I mean, I'm doing fine, so too bad.
Yeah. Like, of course, like it's hurting cats. It really is, because especially nowadays, they get new shiny objects thrown at them every goddamn minute.
Oh yeah.
But just enjoy it as long as you can. Some stick, some don't. And then even today, what was it? So I was that blonde I told you about, and she was here. When was it? Today is Thursday. She was here last Friday, I believe. Friday or Thursday. She was here last Friday or Thursday. And then, of course, like you get the text of, oh, I had so much fun and blah, blah, blah. That's okay, dear. When are you free again? Oh, next week, the entire week. I'm like, okay, here we go. The holidays get in between there. And I text her. I'm like, okay, what day? I'm like, I'm free these days, etc. Pick one and let me know. And of course, the texting just drop. The responses just drop. Yeah. And out of nowhere, it's like, yeah, I don't know if I feel like it. I'm like, you know what? Let me know when you feel like it again, and we'll see. But the beauty about that is that you get a different match the same day who is hot and willing that same day. So yeah. It's like, but so every now and then, it would be nice if that it's just you. Like you will now fill that role for the foreseeable future, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, can you just stay put so I don't have to go out and hunt again? It gets tiring.
Like, I know you want shiny objects every now and then. I'll make your phone buzz. I'll do that. I'll call you a C word every now and then because I don't want Chris Channel nuked. Fine. I'll tell you shouldn't have the right to vote, so you can get angry. I'll do all those things. The only thing I want you to do is stay put. That's all I ask. But shiny.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it really is just amazing to see. Like, you ever go through like one of your girls like matches, if you meet her offline or something, and just see like the absolute wall of dick that's just thrown at her.
It is insane.
They can be really absolutely mid and still get that kind of attention too. That's the thing,
dude. If you're a girl, and let's say you're just your average mid, you will get 100+ likes within, and Hawk maybe ungenerous, but within 30 minutes.
Yeah, depending on like the metro area you're in, for sure. But yeah, I mean, like, that's why you just can't get butthurt about it.
No, like, you just need to accept it for what it is. You really do. I mean,
this was me recently. Like a conservative chick and I went on 2 dates. We had a great time, fantastic. It went very, very well. And then just like you, Jack, responses just go off a cliff. And you're like, great, all right, there goes another one.
Good talk.
Board.
Yeah, but it sometimes it is just out of nowhere. Where it's like the date was fun, everything was fun, and then 2 days or something go by. And then it's like, I don't know. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's literally what it was with this one. Like the fantastic, like, oh, I had so much fun, text afterwards and stuff. I can't wait to see you again. I really, really like you. 2 days later, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. I mean, that's just it these days. And it's not always true, but I just always like to think that she probably found someone else. Yeah, it might not always be true, but it is just the best mental model to have.
Yeah.
There's a different way of phrasing that, but my English is failing me. Apologies, gentlemen.
But it's understandable. Yeah, that's how I always assume it too. Is that, I mean, supply and demand is very high. Supply, I mean, she's the supply in that situation where, so.
But I really hate the guys who don't understand. She's not yours. It's just your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Even Sean T. Smith is guilty of this, although I think he does it for marketing purposes.
Yeah.
But the main reason of that quote is the detachment, the healthy detachment. Where it's like,
yeah, you got to be comfortable when she inevitably goes, because most of the time she will.
It's like herding cats.
Yeah,
herding cats. But you just need a shinier GameCube. Well, my former main plate had a GameCube. Our first date was Mario Kart.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, Mario Kart. She kicked my ass. It's like, wow, shit. Yeah, I had first of all, I am not a great Mario Kart player. I will admit that.
Neither am I.
I will admit that fully. But then it's Double Dash on a GameCube, which I hadn't played in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And she had daily access to. And me and my big mouth go, you know what? If I win, we decide what we're going to do. If you win, you decide what we're going to do. Of course, it turned out doing what I wanted to do, so it didn't care. But holy shit, did I get my ass kicked in Mario Kart Double Dash. It's like, crap. But oh well. Ended up a great date and 2-year relationship, but
that's pretty good.
It was fun. Yeah, but like I said, every time I hear like these gurus like video games, it's like, dude, look, I get it. If you don't have your shit in order, don't do video games. Sure. But if you have your shit in order, don't go dating when you're a stoic. Just don't. You will fail miserably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have no attachments. It's like, I feel nothing.
I mean, if you're good enough too, I mean, girls will, migrate to you if you're playing video games, and it's a good way to open up and talk to them too.
Especially DDR.
Exactly. I was going to say, few of the girlfriends I've had all started from either watching me play or saying, hey, can I play with you? Yeah. You want me to teach you how to play? All right.
You can play with me.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can play with me. Yeah.
We got to get some video of you rocking it out there, Chris. I got to see some of this.
I actually might have some videos of it already. If not, yeah. I'm going to have to post them up or something because, it's been one of my normal things to go do because you can meet some good people while just watching you play. Like I said, it's a great conversation starter, and the chicks seem to love it.
Speaking of chicks, I just got a match right now on my phone, so
got
the notification.
Look at you.
Coincidentally, I had a match as soon as the stream started. But this one is on Bumble, so they have to open. So my Snowball's chance in hell, she'll think of something original, probably like, hey.
Yeah.
Game recognizes game right there.
How would you
every fucking time? Yeah. Hey, hi, how you doing?
How many Y's are after the hey?
Oh yeah.
Double E, always double or triple E.
Yeah, triple E, but if there's 3 or more Y's, she really wants you.
I heard about that. I don't know.
No.
Where did you get your match? On Tinder?
On Hinge.
Oh God. What did you respond to?
This chick is let's see, what was it? Oh, okay, here we go. A 44-year-old engineer, skinny black woman. So we'll see how that goes. I always set the parameters 20 to 45 every time. Jack is like,
He hit 44 and stopped from there.
What? Why would you do that? Why would you go through that suffering? And I hear Rob in the distance, don't care, godly.
It's not really suffering if you don't have to put any work for it. That's the thing. So it's like, listen here, like we're gonna see how it goes, and if it requires an arm and a leg, and it's like, okay, I don't want to have to deal with it. No, fuck that.
I don't want to spend my limbs on you, woman.
Yeah, exactly. But sometimes you can get lucky with these things. It's like the recent divorcee who is totally fine with being treated like a whore, and
they don't need to be a divorcee for that. I found that out this
that's true
afternoon.
as well. That's true as well. I got a buddy who's in his business right now. One of the girls in his office is recently divorced, and he's just been absolutely plowing the shit out of that right now. And she's like 6 or 7 years older, has 2 kids, and he's just sending us a text in the group chat. She's like, "Oh my god, she's so filthy and dirty." I'm like, yeah, I'll bet.
All of them.
Oh my god.
All of them are. Yeah, I mean, you'll figure that out. But for some odd reason, after they're divorced, or although, have I ever had a divorce? I think I did. I did. No. Yes. Sometimes you need to go through what's that called? The Rolodex? Is that the word? Yeah, every now and then I need to go through the mental Rolodex where it's like, did I have someone like that? It's like, hey, wait, I did. And indeed, they are like, they want things. But my single mom was 29. So, does that count? Divorced as well. But I can't keep a straight face when it's like, when they tell you the sob story where it's like, I left my husband because he didn't give me. And I just sit there and I go like, yeah, but what do you do? Yeah. What do you mean? It's like, oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Don't ask. Don't ask. Just, oh, you poor thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, terrible.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, of course we care, and we don't wish harm upon anybody. It's just certain circumstances happen to be repeated often, which makes you a bit cynical.
Yeah, well, you recognize patterns, and once you recognize those, you're like, oh, okay. I mean, we were talking about this in the chat about the certain group in Romania that shall not be named. It's like, oh, okay, are we the victims? All right, well, I'll believe it when I see it.
The certain group in Romania. I like Misha's way of wording it. Tater
Misha.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Misha's phrasing was savage.
Oh yeah.
RedHawk, did you see that?
Was it today? I haven't been on Twitter much today. So
it was less than an hour ago.
Oh no! Let me check his Twitter right now.
Right before we started the stream. Yeah.
It was so, because what's the word? Insinuates?
Yeah.
Yeah, what he insinuates is terrible.
How do I word it?
All right, hold on, let me look here.
Yeah, I want to see. I hope he finds it, and he's gonna go, "Oh no!"
We'll wait.
Yeah, wait for it.
When did he send it? Was it a reply or was it just a flat out tweet?
It was a reply to Alex Thingamajig.
Oh, Costello.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm looking for too. Yeah.
Hold on, let me look for it.
4 hours ago.
I was gonna say here I can retweet it too, so you can just find it quick or something there.
Oh yeah. Do that real quick. I'll go right.
I did
to your
that.
page.
Yeah, I retweeted it.
Hold on. It's loading and. Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, that's.
I can't laugh at this, but so what he's insinuating is that there's geniuses of it, where it's like, it's making everything worse.
Okay, I got a good question here. Hold on. 1 to 10, how would you recommend opening a Twitter account for just this stuff? I'd say my number's pretty high. I don't know about
for the fun. It is absolutely a genuine 10. Well, I've got my brand in it as well,
dude.
That was absolutely worth it.
Yep.
The manosphere though, just mute every tradcon
Unless if it's somebody is cool or something like that. But yeah, mute. I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're looking for like Manosphere stuff, just stick with like for people like around Rule Zero stuff for YouTube purposes. But you do not need to be on Twitter for any Manosphere reason whatsoever. It's just a dumpster fire. It is the worst.
It's like that scene of a Community where Troy comes in with the pizza boxes. Oh wow! Oh my god!
It really is just so fucking bad. Mm-hmm. Oh man. Oh. And you just like it's so weird too, because like things will just come up in your feed for some reason. Like Jack Murphy liked one of my tweets like a week or two ago randomly. It was literally a tweet about like how the Manosphere sucks, and Jack Murphy liked it. It was like, are you fucking kidding me, dude?
You are the reason.
I can understand the feeling of disgust there. This was several months back, but I had a like and a retweet from the president of the Manosphere.
Oh no!
It's not only once either. I think he did it twice. He followed me too at one point, and I went, "No, yeah." He was following me for a bit, and I'm like, "What do you want? Why?"
His account got banned, didn't it?
Yeah. You know what the worst part about him is that he's not playing. It's like I really feel bad for him. Like you feel bad for the retarded kid in the schoolyard.
Yep.
It's like it's like no. He really thinks he's the president of this term a feminist journalist coined to categorize all male bloggers. He really thinks he is a elected official of that, which never had elections. So have patience. Jack? Have patience. He is autistic.
What do you mean? Your Manosphere card sent to you in the mail. You didn't pay your membership, your monthly membership dues, and a leader.
I have seen what an alpha male is, and at this point, I don't want to be one.
No.
Yeah, they're locked in prison for 30 days.
My God.
I was talking to Ryan on Twitter, and I said, we need to come up with like a bingo sheet of like alpha males on Twitter. It's like raids a capital, sticks something up his ass, is in prison for human trafficking, and just see how many we could make.
My gosh, no kidding.
Ryan is gonna. I just knew from the start Ryan was gonna have an absolute field day when this is over.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna feel like it's a big bullet dodged for a lot of people that don't involve themselves too much with these dudes.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I was saying earlier too. With certain people, like you said, Jack Murphy and couple other guys, probably Roman McClay, people will make videos praising them and just or they'll say stuff or they'll collaborate with them, things like that, and then they're going to regret it later when they find out the stuff they find out about them. So it's better to be safe from the tater tots and just kind of
be safe from everybody. Like I will admit, I bought courses of people when I started out all of this. I bought courses of people where I look back, it's like, why did I do that? Mm-hmm. Well, in all honesty, I was, as many of the guys who come here start out, sheep in search for a shepherd.
Yeah.
You learn the hard way, the best way.
Yeah, exactly.
Learn it hard and learn it true. What was it? Oh, that's what I wanted to mention. I've been rewatching Game of Thrones as well.
Oh, yeah? Did you finish House of the Dragon, Governor?
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Me and the chick, my main chick, she and I would watch it from each other's houses. She'd get home from work and we'd watch it at the same time and she went, you know what? I'm kind of bored of it. And I'm like, we haven't finished it yet. We're only 7 or 8 episodes in, so there's only like
that's when it gets really, really good.
That's when it gets good. Okay, I'm gonna have to tell her.
When it gets really, really good.
No, Chris, that's the part where you say when she says I got bored of it, you say I'm getting bored of you. Straight faced.
For her, Game of Thrones is her favorite show, and so she and I watched that over time and had a good time. And she has her own criticisms about the last season, but her criticisms are similar to what I hear about other people too, where it's like they could only do so much with it without any material to go with. But
you know what's weird? Now that I'm rewatching it, there's a lot of foreshadowing about season 8 in seasons 1 and 2.
Yeah,
like Dany wasn't always the peace-loving maiden, you know.
Yeah,
like when she gets to Karth, she already starts threatening everybody with fire and blood. It's like,
And see, I kind of knew about it. I didn't say anything to anybody, but I knew some of the spoilers, but I didn't make any big announcements about that. So I knew she was going to lose her mind by the end of it all. But as you said, it does foreshadow it very well. So as I was watching, I would even say to the girl, I send her a message, be like, "This chick is crazy. She's a little insane." She's like, "Yeah, she's my favorite character." And I'm like,
yeah, of course she is.
Even though I was gonna say, of course she is. Every girl I know that's ever watched that has always said, "Dany's my favorite character." And Khaleesi.
You know what I love most about Game of Thrones?
Mm-hmm.
It showed us that anytime you give a woman a powerful position, things will turn to shit.
Mm-hmm.
Game of Thrones perfectly. Yeah, I mean, just watch Game of Thrones again. Every time you put a woman in position of power, things will turn to shit. That is the message Game of Thrones gave us.
That's and you see a lot of women getting in power in that show too.
And you see a lot turning to shit.
Yeah, it just goes way downhill. Like, man, that.
Now, I ain't saying things turned south when Tywin Lannister died. I'm just saying.
Yeah, after he was killed off, I was kind of the show felt different too. I was like, I really like his character. His presence was just awesome, like the actor and everything. I'm just like,
Charles Dance is such a badass.
Yeah, I was reminded of it because he plays the Emperor in Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. So like when you're in the game and you hear like Charles Dance's voice when you're talking to Emperor Amir, you're like, oh shit. I feel like I'm talking to Tywin right now.
Yeah, that's so cool. Man,
Daddy G.
Yeah, I wish I'd nabbed the Tywin Funko that I saw the other day.
He really was like the best character on the show. He's so good.
But are the Funkos based on the characters in the series or the films? Because I noticed that the Tywin one was gray, and Tywin in the show is more. He actually is a bit blonde still.
See, I'm looking at it right now. Here's the Joffrey one. Of course, he's got the crown and he's got his crossbow and everything. I'm looking on the back, and even it's hard to see. You're not gonna be able to see it very well, but there's Tywin right there, and he's in the silver armor. But here, let me blow this up. Can I blow that up? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, see, it's hard to see, but they put him in the silver armor there. And anyway, let me go back to how do I go back to what? There we go. But there is a gold armor variant of him, and it looks amazing. But that one's probably around $70 or $80 too. He's more expensive than the one I saw, which was about $50. But I thought if I find it, I'm going to trade in more for that one, the gold one, I think, rather than just grab the first one I see. So,
what's the normal price for a Funko Pop?
So when they first come out, they're roughly about $12 or $13, unless if they're a larger one. Like if they're in one like a box about this big, they might be about $15 to $20, and then there's even bigger ones that can go for about $30 when they first come out, but they often become very valuable. And so what I did over the course of the new year is I started condensing down the things I have and everything, and really liking the idea of being a little more minimalistic, if you will. And so I've sold about 35 of mine so far, and I have kept the ones that are more valuable, that are probably like in the hundreds, and the ones that are signed by actors, things like that. So it's neat to, like, the ones I keep now are for good memory. I actually have one of Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh! And I have my Thousand Eyes Restrict put into like a protective box with it. And the voice actor for Pegasus is going to be here in Texas later this month. So I'm going to have him sign the card and the Funko Pop. It'll look really cool. Yeah. I was like, that's cool. That was my favorite character, man.
Didn't he also do the voice of James for Team Rocket?
I wondered that too, actually. You know what?
I think he did.
Did you know that he did a song as well about Pegasus?
There was like a soundtrack.
Yes.
It was like
I remember it was like on a disc or something for like McDonald's or something sold them in their Happy Meals or something at one point. I rememder that.
What's that song called? Face up, face down, attack or defend.
Play your strongest card. Yeah.
Play your strongest card.
This is so terrible. You guys want to wrap up?
Yeah, sure. I got Cappy coming on my show in 2 hours. So
nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit after the show. Like and subscribe, people. Subscribe
totally.
to Chris.
That'd be great, yeah. Because now that I've played around with StreamYard, now I'm going to definitely be using this more often. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, it's very, very, very easy to use for sure.
It's very user friendly. I'm enjoying the heck out of this, but yeah, but yeah, can definitely. What do y'all got happening? Either y'all have anything new coming through your pipelines?
Let's see. Not a whole lot. I put up a questionnaire again today. What people's biggest challenge is when it comes to gaining strength. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to the answers I get to that. Red evening on Friday night, Saturday morning for me, and that's it for now. Because the spots are filled for the monthly accountability program.
Yeah, that's good. Very good. What about you, RedHawk?
Well, like I mentioned, Man's Hour today. I got Cappy coming on. We're talking about Reconnaissance Man. So that'll be fun. I think that's kind of like a sleeper, one of his books that not too many people have read, but I really, really like it. Nice. So we'll be talking about that. And then next week I got Vince from Masculine Geek coming on. We're going to talk about BDSM. So that'll be a fun discussion for sure. But so just check that out. Check out my channel and check out my Twitter. So you can see me fighting with trads. So
it's always fun to see. That's one of my favorite things about Twitter.
The like Dutch trad.
Well, that Ava chick would.
Yeah, that Ava chick. But people are falling so hard for her, and I'm kind of like, dude.
I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I'm never surprised when people start simping for somebody. Like, there's a reason you see me tweet stuff from like you'll see like the trad chicks or the conservative chicks posting stuff, and they'll post a picture of themselves at the gym, and guys will just be like, "Oh yeah, you're so motivating." I'm like, define motivating. Do you mean
yeah?
Your
but like that Ava chick tweeted out, like it's your duty. I'm like, to whom?
Yeah.
A society. Look, a society that wouldn't bat an eye if I died and wants my kids as clogs in the machine. No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no kidding. But
have kids for yourself and your family, man, not for fucking society. Fuck that.
Yeah, screw society. And on that note, we cue the music.
See, I need some music too. I've been looking into that, but maybe next episode. But
cheers.
I guess that's it for all of you guys. And on me, I'm going to probably host a live stream later today about probably play some Age of Empires or something like that if y'all are in the chat. And I know some of y'all watch me play, so I've been having a heck of a lot of fun with that. So you'll probably see me there, and you'll see me on Twitter too. So with that said, we'll see you later.
Cheers.
Peace out.
In broadcasts.